Welcome in, welcome in. I'm just curious. Anybody know the episode on The Simpsons that talks about the UB baby? I remember decoding it, but I can't remember what episode it was on The Simpsons. Maybe you guys can help me out. There was an episode where there was a baby, and I believe it was called UB baby. And I remember I did a decode on it saying something about, do we need a UB key for a WebAuth wallet? And I think people said no. But now, all of a sudden, I'm looking at Metallicus's posts and MetalPay, and they are speaking on the UB key again. I won't say it again, but they're speaking on the UB key. And I find it funny because I fucking decoded a Simpsons episode that had a UB baby. And which was weird because it was a baby, and I think it was called UB. I'm not too sure. But just find it weird is that when we have new things about new digital wallets, new stuff like that, you get a little baby reference in there, meaning a newborn, something new. I knew that UB key was going to be something. But I'm just curious. I'm not looking at it now, but I'm just curious to see if anybody remembers the Simpson episode with the UB baby. With the UB baby. What up, Starship? Yeah, I'm just looking for info. I'm not really sending info on this video. I was just looking for info. I'm about to decode a movie that I believe that has fucking Joe Katz, has Marshall, and the president in the same movie. Yeah, I could be stretching, but it's all good. We can have fun as well too while we wait for Price to move in. The man said he only believes 2030, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe 2030. I believe sooner than that. I don't want to manifest 2030. Definitely don't want to be waiting another 5 years, 4 years. What up, Proton Rick? Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, I was asking again. Keep asking the question. Does anybody remember the Simpson episode with the UB baby? Again, I know I did a video on it, and I was believing that we're gonna probably need some type of UB key along the way. And here we are with MetalPay tweeting about UB keys. Now I'm gonna have to go through these videos and figure out what's what. But we're gonna figure this shit out. And oh man, this movie that I'm gonna decode, I'm not gonna say it yet. It's pretty interesting on the title too, because it couldn't be meaning a key to the WebAuth wallet being an escape. So I'm hoping, man. I can foresee this WebAuth wallet being the wallet that works for the people, and no longer the people work for their wallet. So, as these people keep bashing XPR and Proton and Metallicus, they truly don't you know what it is? People want to hear names in articles. People want to hear big banks mention crypto companies. People want to see pictures with the CEO and the president, the CEO and the world leaders. You know what I mean? They want to see pictures or evidence in order to understand what Marshall Hayner is doing. And because they don't see Marshall Hayner side by side next to Trump, or having dinner with Trump, or Metallica's name being splurged and posted all over, the media, the television. Because people don't see that vision, they automatically connect Metallicus as a failure. They automatically connect Metallicus to a nobody, being nothing that's being done behind the scenes. But when you truly sit down and you actually look at the actual utilities and the tech behind XPR and XRP, it's very silly for then someone to be bashing XPR when they're in love with XRP. So, just saying, you gotta have the eyes to see behind the scenes. Okay? Again, in life, usually, they don't tell you what the chosen one is gonna be. You only know is because either price action, most of the time you hear about a company because you hear about some type of price action. What the fuck was that? What just happened? And what do they know? And then when people see the price, now people bring their attention over to that project. Oh shit, this just went to a half a penny to $13. What the fuck is this project? Now everybody wants to know what it is. Now everybody wants to get that big ass candle that they just missed out on. Okay? And that's where millionaires and billionaires are made. The ones that have the X-rated glasses on, that can see behind the rails, that can see behind the curtains, they can see behind the scenes. So, and again, like I said, these other coins, XRP, they're going to do great, okay? I just don't think that they will be able to retire you the way you want to retire, okay? I think one of their major pumps has happened already, and maybe it hasn't, all right? But I see great potential in XPR, baby. So that's what it is. But besides that, I'm still trying to find the episode on The Simpsons with the UB baby. Good looking proton, Rick. Well, Muslim. So somebody's asking me about should they put their real name on the blockchain or not. I mean, if you want to save your coins, I think you would put your real name. If something was to happen, right? Just saying, if something was to happen with some type of wipeout or something, and you need to show that that's you with some type of ID. Hold on a second. I'm just saying, if something happens, right, like an EMP or something like that happens, and we get wiped out, you're gonna maybe need some type of ID to connect you to your wallet. You're gonna need some type of ID to connect you to your wallet. That's what I think. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. You know what I mean? Or don't connect your name and see what happens. Me, myself, I connected my name because I don't want to play any games. I believe that wallet is going to be within regulations, with clarity. I believe that the WebOff wallet will be used worldwide, globally. So they're going to want to know who they're dealing with. So yes, I believe your name would be important onto the wallet. Should you wait? That's on you. That's something for you to decide. You know what I mean? You got to think about it like this. If you're going to deal with banks, they are going to want to know who they're dealing with. You understand? There's rumors stating that if you're dealing with dirty money, like if Bitcoin, let's just say, for instance, was dealing with funding terrorists, right? And you happen to get a piece of that Bitcoin in there, you can get caught up in some trouble, to my understanding, okay? And if that's the case, then why would any bank deal with any wallet, any digital wallet that's not KYC'd? All right. This I bring back to the ledger. The ledger to me is not KYC'd. So if you're walking around with your ledger and you want to purchase something off the ledger, do you think there'll be a problem? Do you think they're going to want to take a payment from a ledger that's not KYC, not knowing where that Bitcoin or money was coming from or who they were interacting with. So that's just my opinion. I have no idea. Maybe no names are needed. I put my name. So I'll take it from there. '18 episode. All right, I'm gonna screenshot this and I'm gonna go check it out. You know what? That could be it. If I can remember correctly, I think the episode was aired. I think it had a connection to April that I was thinking about. Now that you say that, I gotta go look for that video. I can't. If anybody knows the video that I was actually talking about, the Yuki baby, I have no idea where it was. That shit was way back deep. Before I was doing lives. So if you could find it, tag me or just post it up on x.com. Until then, I'm gonna go. I just parked. I'm gonna go upstairs. Oh my God. Fuck me. Excuse my language. I forgot some shit at work. I'm not going back. Fuck that. Anyway. Damn, this just fucked up my night. I'll check with ChatGPT. It is fucking 7 p.m. over here. I'll tell you which metal coin is the chosen one. Buy all of them. You buy all of them, then you'll have no chance of missing out on the chosen one if you buy all of them. Like I said, buy all of them. They're all cheap. Why wouldn't you buy all of them? Why wouldn't you buy at least 10 of each one? They're so freaking cheap at the moment. Forget about it. Metallicus is on Black Friday sale at the moment. Damn, I'm upset. If I was you, I would buy a little bit of everything, my man. You get $100, I would take $25 and put it into each one. 25 in Metal Pay, 25 in Metal DAO, whatever, Metal Blockchain, you got Metal DAO, then you got XPR, and you got Loan. So if I was you, I would throw it in $25 if you don't know what to do with it. If you don't know which one, then just buy a little bit of everything. So now you cover your ass. You're in everything. That's what I usually do to cover my ass. I buy a little bit of everything. Some people say it's not Atom, it's not XPR, maybe it's Cosmos Atom. All right, cool. So I'll buy a little bit of this, I'll buy a little bit of that. What do I think about Telcoin? I knew Telcoin was going to be a big coin. I did the decode on Telcoin a one time ago. Telcoin is definitely going to be a bank coin. Just go back. Hold on. Just go back. Go back to the Frink episode on The Simpsons. Right? When they were all chilling on the ship and Burns came down on a helicopter and he was talking to Frink. Remember, I said, why the fuck would Homer put a telescope in his pocket? Homer put the telescope in his pocket. Okay? That right there was telling me that shit is money. He's putting the telescope in his pocket. The telescope represents Tel, in my honest opinion. I see the telescope fucking everywhere, right? We're all looking at Mars, right? We're all looking at Pluto. How you looking at the stars? How you looking at the universe? Through telescopes. Okay? So Tel definitely gonna rock the boat. I'm upset because I swapped all my Tel out for freaking I think I might have swapped it out for freaking Sora, if I'm not mistaken. If not for Sora, then it was for Hero. For Hero token. Anyways, Tel's a great coin. If you can get it, pack up on it. I believe is going to be right up there with the banking coins. It's the first one in the bank, supposedly, and it won't be the last one. Stop cursing and everything. Fuck, 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 fuck. Do you know that word shows your true authenticity? Just saying. The word fuck, this is why they shame you for using these words, is because it expresses your true authenticity, whatever you want to say. Okay? So, say it how you mean it. Mother flower, water you later. But that word fuck, all right, maybe the other words, okay, we can simmer down, but that word fuck really shows your true feelings inside. Fuck yeah, mother. All right, let me stop doing that just in case I don't want to be hurting your feelings out here. All right? I wouldn't want to fucking do that. I really wouldn't want to do that. So, I'm going to go find this episode on The Simpsons. I was hoping maybe somebody knew it off the bat that they could help me out, but it's all good. What did you say? You did say something. The incredible lightness of being a baby. I'm going to check that out. The point of November, the financial system is broken. How do I think this time will be the bull market and when? Because this time everything changes. Yep. Good evening. What up there, Patel? They want to throw out. Yeah. They're shaking people down. And listen, I'm going to say this last thing because I got to go do a plan B because I freaking left something at work. So I got to rearrange my night. But anyway, what was I going to say? I was going to say that Metallicus just came having some type of seminar, right? What about unions and credit unions? So if they're on board right now and they got, the green light to be like, hey, Metallicus is coming out with something special. It's a big bang. If you want a piece of it, get on board. Now you see the prices start to drop. I'm hoping that the prices are dropping because the institutes are coming in. Okay? The institutes are moving in. They're picking this shit up on the pennies. And then Marshall is going to be at the front of the orchestra. And once he gives that stroke, that's when the flip will switch, that's when they will flip the switch. I believe it'll be an overnight thing where you wake up and be like, what the fuck just happened? Holy kaboom. What just happened to the market? And there, my friend, that will separate the men from the boys, the women from the girls, all right? And all these other people that have been bashing the Metallicus ecosystem, please pick up your jaw. Please pick up your jaw off the floor. That's all I'm going to say when that switch is flipped. So, dates, listen, I've been throwing dates around and people get twisted out of their ass. So, I don't know. I thought 11/11 was going to be a big one. The only two dates I got left of this month is the 20th, the 22nd, and the 25th, because those are the only twos that kind of correspond to what I believe. So, the 22nd, no, the 20th, the 22nd, and the 25th. But the 25th is, I'm more leaning on the 25th because everybody's looking at the 20th and the 22nd. So the 25th is more my vision for November. And if not, it is what the fuck it is. You just got to keep waiting. My next biggest date would be, after this month, is December 21st. December 21st is my next biggest date. Oh. So we'll see what happens then. Ba, 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 da, da, ba. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna watch these damn. I'm gonna have to scan the Simpsons and see if I can find that episode. Clarity Act coming in 2022. Maybe that's the last time for the market. Could be. It's very international there. Sweet. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know what happens. I'm just saying that that's the next date that kind of looks good to me with the Charlie connection. I'll tell you why December 21st looks good to me. December 21st, when I looked at the Charlie thing, right? There has to be some type of message through that Charlie thing. Has to be. And I'm trying to figure it out. Or maybe there's not. I don't know. But I believe there has to be. So going back to the Charlie thing, right? He had the 3 hats, right? The 47. So 3 4s is 12 and the 3 7s is 21. You got 12, 21. Okay? Now everybody's talking about the 201, this 201 event, this and that, right? So from when Charlie got taken out on December 10th to, no, I'm sorry. Yes, September 10th to December 21st, weirdly enough, is 102 days. So you had the 10, the whatever you want to call it, the 1-2, the 2-1, and 102 days from Charlie's bye-bye is 100. Yeah, it's 102 days from that day. So again, I knew that the 29 and the 26 were big days for crashes and stuff like that. So 11/11 was 62 days after Charlie's thing. And I don't know, I didn't really see too much playing out on that day. So I think it was Aston's birthday, actually. So, but besides that, that's really about it. These other dates, I'm just playing around because of the K's and the 2s and the 2s and the 5s. So if it is November, then the 25th is my last date that I can see there. Yeah, that's what I can really see. If not, then it is what it is. Like I said, we'll just play from there. But December 21st is probably my last biggest date of the year. And then it's Christmas. And then it's fucking Happy New Year. Did I see Crypto Clan? Nope, I did not. I did not. All right, guys, I'm going to do the boogie woogie over here for now. I got to do a few things. And we'll see you later. I'm going to be looking for a decode. So it's either be the movie with Marshall in it or it will be The Simpsons. Not too sure, but we'll play it out. See you later, Gators.